Just 1 second. All right, so I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me connect to that. All right. So in last lecture, we have discussed about the conditional statement, and we have seen some real-time use cases for the conditional statement, like conditional statements like let me log in with a root user. So we have seen the conditional statement, which is if condition. We have seen if and else. Then we have seen if, else, and elif. Right? We have seen different syntaxes related to that. Like if you are comparing the numeric values, then you are using certain operators, which is like greater than, equals to, greater than, less than, etc. Right? So that we have discussed. We have also seen that how uh, you can run a command by using conditional statement, what a syntax you need to use when you are comparing the string values, etc. Right. So all these things we have discussed. We have seen how to compare the string, how to compare the number, how to execute a command. Right. We have seen some use cases like to find the free space of our disk, and if it is less than a particular value, threshold value, then we can just take the action, like you want to send an email or whatever you want to do. So in today's lecture, I will be more focusing on the loop statements. So again, uh, loops are nothing but these are the repetitive tasks. For example, you want to perform a task repeatedly. I'll take with a very simple example. I will go to my folder, which is the script folder I think I have created. Right. So I'm here. Uh, okay, so here, what I'll do, so these examples we have discussed. What I'll do, I will create a directory, say called conditional statement, and I will put all these files into that conditional statement folder so that we are having at the end uh, different folders for different kind of you know topics which we are discussing. So I will say move all the sh files into conditional into uh, you just see ls. So conditional is a directory. Okay. So I'm saying move all the asterisk dot sh file to conditional conditional directory. Right. Now, if I say ls, everything is moved into the conditional directory because these are related to conditional statement, uh, that code. Now, grep, I think this I can remove. Right. Now, let me create another directory called loops. Right. So let me go inside this directory. And as of now, we don't have any file. Now, we'll see some basic examples first. Then we will move to the admin level examples. So what I'll do, I will create nano and basic loop basic underscore loop dot sh file. So first I start with the for loop. For loop works for a range. Say an example, if you are saying 1 to 5, 100 to 200, right? So we use a range, then we are using the loop statement. For example, if I say for I is a variable and it is in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I want to just execute it between 1 to 5. Okay, something I want to execute, but here I'm just simply saying echo and I'll say number. Number is $I. So what it will do, it will just take I first 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and then 5. So let me save this. Let me give full permission, or at least execute permission we need to give to this basic loop.sh file. Now, what I'll do, I'll just execute this dot slash basic loop.sh. So you can see the loop get executed from 1 to 5, right? So here I have written values, which is 1 to 5. Now consider that you are having lot of say 100 numbers. So in that case, it will be difficult to write 100, 1, 2, 3, 5. So what you can do, you can use the curly braces. And so I can use something like this for I in, and I can use the curly braces. Then 1 dot save file. So I can use this syntax instead of writing each and every number in the for loop statement. So here I'll say 2 and done. Okay. So same thing I will print echo and new range, something new numbers, and I'll say dollar. Okay. So let us save this and let's execute it. Right. So this way also you can take the for loop for your range. Now let us take one admin level of example. Consider you want to see the disk usage of your home directories, then how we can use this for loop. Okay. Now we'll take some example. So let's say nano and for loop example I'm giving, where the disk usage of home directory. Now, you need not to declare the variable like I have used that I variable directly. Now, what I want to do, I want to go inside my home directory. Home directory is a directory where you will see user related directories. And I just want to see, for example, let me just do it without loop first. So if I say ls/home, so you can see I have some users directories here. Now, if I say du, and I want to see um, the disk usage, right? And I'm using sh option for the size and human readable format. And if I say /home/Raman, so it is saying 71 MB. Same way, I want to search it for, say, Alice. So it is 16K and so on, right? So I want to run this command by here I'm executing one by one and manually I'm executing it. Okay. But uh, you want to see the disk usage for each directory inside your home directory. So let's do with the script now. So first, whenever you are writing a script, you need to know how manually that command get executed. Then you can convert it into the script. So for example, if I say for dir in slash home slash asterisk, means I want to loop through all the home directories, like all the users home directory. Then I have do and done. So here what I will do, I will run the same command du minus sh, and I want to see the this variable, right? This is the variable. To see the value of variable, I use dollar in front of that. Control X, yes. Now I will give the full access now dot s. So you can see the same output I can see now. Again, you can further, divide it. Means if you further want to put some condition that which directory is having more space, the space should not be exceed to a particular value. So that you can do by enhancement of this example. Okay, so that will be your homework. What you need to do, you just need to um, find the you need to find the disk usage space of each directory under home directory, and if it is more than say 50 MB, then just means as of now what you can do, you can just print a message. Okay, what that message will include that um, your that disk usage space is more than this 50 MB. So that you can do. Same way, if you want to loop through the files, so let us see if I say ls under home or under the same directory of my conditional directory, conditional, sorry, it is one step above. So these are the files. I want to iterate through this all these files. So if I say this and slash asterisk dot asterisk, so it will give me the same result. Right? It is just showing that we are having this file under conditional directory, right? Or you can say dot sh. It will show the sh files, right? But I want to see only the files, right? So or I want to see which are ending with dot sh. So it means I need to loop through um, all the files under conditional folder, right? So let us see how we can do that. So next example is uh, for loop, which is file iteration, right? So dot sh. So I'm in the loops folder and I need to go to the conditional folder, right? So I will say for file in file is not a reserved word, it's a variable here. So under conditional, conditional slash asterisk dot sh. Okay. So I want to print all the files, for example, then do enter. Now here I can say echo, and I'll say processing file, which is, you can give the variable name, which is file. So I'm just simply saying processing the files, which is this one. Now let me give the full permission. So if I say dot, and so you can see it is iterating through all the files. First it went to basic, then condition, and so on. Any questions so far?
No, all good. Yeah.
Raman, you first one what you were saying I understood, but this one could you repeat it? I didn't get what this how you I mean processing file you're giving us variable is condition asterisk dot sh, right?
Yes. So whenever you are using for loop, you need to initialize one variable, or you need to use one variable, which is the which is basically representing the current value of that particular loop. For example, if I say for file in conditional asterisk dot sh, so what it will do, it will go to conditional directory, and it will see all the files which are having dot sh extension. So consider there are 5 files. So it will iterate through first, then second, then third. So file value will be, whichever the file it is looking for. So this file is not a fix or reserve word. It's a variable. So I'm saying when it is, iterating to the first file, say basic.sh file, then it will say that, okay, file value is basic.sh. Whatever you want to do. For example, you want to read the file. So you can say cat and $5. If you want to, here I'm just simply printing that file name. Okay, so
Okay, got it.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So we have seen the example of for loop. Okay, so means when we go into the advanced level, at that time we will see some more, more advanced level of example. At this moment, we are learning the concepts. Okay. So now next loop example is the while loop. So while loop, again, in any programming language or scripting language, you see while loop is used for iteration only. So for example, if you say if the choice is yes, then continue the loop, otherwise exit from the loop. So such kind of thing we cannot do with the for loop. We can do, but it is easy to use while loop in that case. I'll take with very simple example first. So while loop is basically having a conditional statement, and if the condition is true, it will um, basically execute the loop statement. If the condition is false, it will exit from the loop. So uh, let us take one simple example first. So I will say basic nano basic while loop example. .sh file. So what I'll do, I will take one variable, say count equals to 1. And then I will put a while loop. And in the while loop, we use the square brackets. Within that square bracket, we write the conditional statement, which is if it is true, then it will be continue to loop it. When the condition becomes false, then it is basically exiting from the loop. So here what I'm doing, I'm saying if $count is less than equals to 5, then continue this loop. All the loops are having the loop body within do and done. So if this condition is true, then what do you want to do? For example, I want to print count value. So I'll say echo and um, I'll say count is $count. Okay. Now, so in the for loop, it automatically goes to the next particular condition or not condition, next value. Okay. So for example, if I'm iterating a loop from 1 to 5, so first value is 1, second value, if I mention 2, so it will go to second value automatically. Okay, if I give a range 1 to 5, then automatically first iteration, second iteration, automatically it goes. But here in while loop, it does not happen like that. So this will be an infinite loop if I don't increment the count value. So what it will do, it will check whether the count value is less than 5, and that condition is true because the value of count is 1, and if 1 is less than 5, true, then less than 5, then less than, so it will be, never ending story, and it will be keep executing the same thing. So what I'll do here, I will simply say uh, I will increment the value of count. So I will say count plus plus. So what it will do, it will increase the value of count by 1. So this is the increment unary operator. Let's try this. Now, again, I'm giving full permission to this file, right? So, right. So you can see the uh, right. So you can see that the the value of count is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Same way you can use a decrement operator. I would suggest that you can try by yourself. It's you can initialize the value with 5 and just print it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So that you can try by yourself. Let us do one thing. Let us take one admin level example now. So what I will do, I will just create a duplicate tab. Now, if I say systemctl status of my HTTP service. So currently it is in the stop state. Okay. And if I run a command systemctl, and last time also we have seen is active HTTPD. If I run this command, so it is saying it is inactive. Right. Now I want let me do one thing. Let me start this service. If I say systemctl and start HTTP, so I'm starting this service. Now, if I run this command again, so now it is saying it is active, means it is running. So I will go to the second uh, tab here. What I will do, I will print one statement, like my Apache service is running, Apache service is running, and then I will stop that service from the other tab. And then my loop should be automatically get stopped. Okay, so what I'll do, nano, and I will say while loop example, and it will say service status dot sh file. So what I will do, I will just simply say create while loop to print the service, which is HTTP is running, and it should stop when the service is inactive. So I will use while while loop. Okay. So whenever you are writing the command, you need not to put the square brackets. So if I say same syntax which we have used in the if condition also. So systemctl. So now if I say is active, right, and I use the quiet. So I'll use quiet. And which service I am looking for? HTTP. Okay. So it will return true or false. And all the statement of the while loop within do enter. Now here I will say echo, and Apache service is run. Okay. Now then I will wait for some time. Say sleep for 5 seconds, and it will be continue this if the service is in the active state. So if you see here, currently it is in the active state. And once it is inactive, then it will come out of the loop. So I will say echo, and I'll say Apache service is stopped. Right. So yeah. So let me save this. Now let me give the full permission.
So the Raman,
Yeah.
so the exit statement you give it after the done, is it?
Sorry.
Uh,
Which one?
if it has to exit the loop, the exit condition you will give it after the done, is it? Like so.
Yes, yes. Because see if the service is active, so it will
Okay.
check if the service is active, it will say running, sleep for 5 seconds. Then again after 5 seconds, again it will check the condition. Is the service active? Yes. Then again it will print this. But if I stop the service, right, then it will say inactive. It will come out of the loop, and then it will say your service is stopped.
Okay. Okay.
So I will give full permission again. Now our service is active. So I'll say dot slash and active service is running. We'll wait for 5 seconds. Again, it is saying service is running. It is within the loop, right? So this is a real-time example which we do, comparison. See, it is running. Now what I will do, I will go to this particular tab and I will say systemctl and stop my service, which is HTTP. And now it is inactive. See, my program is stop executing that because now the services stopped. Is this example clear to both of you?
Yes, yes.
Right. Now, we'll take one more example. Again, you want to read a particular file. If you want to put a condition, so that thing you can uh, you can do. For example, I want to read a file line by line, first line, second line. With the cat command, you can read all the all the content in one shot. But I want to read a file which is line by line. So if I say etc and password, so you can see this is having all the username, like I have a user Raman, I have a test user. So for example, you want to find out the lines which are um, which are having something like no login. So now what I will do, I will just create nano and while loop example, read lines, read file, I'll say dot sh. So what I will do, I will find all the no login users out. I want to find out all the users, right? Which is having no login. No login means there are some, whenever you are creating the users, so users are having no login, right? So, so no login means they don't have a permission to log in, like service account, right? So service account, they don't need the login means like we are getting logged in. I'm currently logged in as a Raman user. So if you want to find out those users which are having or those accounts which are having no user login, I want to find out that. Right? So what I will do, I will read that file first. Which file? Which is my etc password file. So there is another way to write the loop. That's why I have taken this example. So I'll say read line. But at this moment, I'm not saying which line is to be read. So if I say do and done, and in the done, I will put a input operator and I will say under etc and password file. So this kind of a loop statement is basically um, executing. Uh, you can use a for loop also here, right? It's like we have used in home asterisk dot asterisk. So here we can say for line, right? And we can say for line in and slash etc slash password. So similar kind of example. Uh, I'm just converting it into the while and when you want at least one time the statement is to be executed, right? So what does it mean? See, in if I put a condition here directly, then what will happen? It will first check the condition, then go into the loop. But here, at least one time it will go into the loop, and then it will it will check the condition. Okay. So let me just put a echo and dollar line. So I will just print this echo dollar line. So let us exit this. Now, if I say ch mode, let me give full permission to Y. Now, if I say dot and Y, read by dot sh. See, it is reading all the lines. it is reading all the lines. Now, so line is the variable which is basically indicating the each line. Now, what I want to do now, I want to extract that no login, right? And I want to count that how many accounts or users which are having no login. Any idea how to do that? Tell me what I need to write.
Giving the variable variable as
Yeah, we'll take one variable. Very good. So I will take one variable here, count equals to 0. Then
We
I
can
will
use
increase.
awk instead, or maybe to cut and search for that no login, and then w pipe it with wc-1 to get the count. Is that how you do?
Yes, that also you can use. So if I come out and if I say grep, right, and I want to see no login, right, those lines into my slash etc slash password file. Right? So these are the no logins. Now I want to find out the WC minus L. So there are 32 entries. WC is the word count, minus L means total number of lines. So we can use this also. And but we want to use in our loop. Okay, that we can do with the single command also, but here I'm just using a loop. So if I say, means if you want to count the value, right? So you can, I will leave it up to you because this is what we have already discussed. So you need to expand this example by saying that if the count means you need, so the command which we have executed, so that command is basically in one shot I have find that there are 32 entries for no login. But here I want that you need to go to each line. You need to extract that this particular line is having no login and you need to increase the count. And at the end, you need to mention that there are total number of no login are 32. Okay. So that is your homework you need to do by yourself because you just need to put a if condition in between. You need to grab it, or without if also it is possible. You store that value of the uh, number of lines by put it into a variables and just add that variable into this count. So totally up to you, but this will be your assignment. Okay. So we have discussed three types of variable loops, two actually, in while we are having second type also where it checks the condition after executing at least one while uh, iteration. Now next is the opposite of while loop is until loop. So in until loop, basically what happens if the condition is true, right? Then it will come out of the loop state. So let us take a basic example of until loop. So for example, if I have count equals to 1, right? And if I say until, and you just same as while loop as I mentioned. If you say if the count is greater than say 5. So 1 is greater than 5. That condition is false. If false, it will execute the loop. So if I say 2, and done. Now, if I say echo and count equals to $count, and on each step, I will execute, I will increment that count variable. Right. So now what it will do, it will just simply, take the value of count equals to 1, 1 is greater than 5, false. It will execute this statement. Then 2, 3, 4. Then when it reaches to 5, 5 is greater than 5, condition is false. Again, it will execute it. 6 is greater than 5, condition is true. When the condition is true, it will come out of that loop. So let us save this. Now, let me give full permission to basic underscore argument. Now, what I'll do here, I'll say dot slash and basic until dot switch. Oh, some error. Okay. So you can see the value of uh, that particular um, loop is that it is 1, 1 is greater than 5, false. So it has executed that particular statement, right, which is in the while loop and until loop, and that condition is false. That is why it is, keep repeating. When the value becomes 6, then it exited from the loop. Let's take one uh, system level example, system admin level example. We'll see the network. So if I say ping to google.com, because my system is having internet connection, so it is able to ping it. If I want to send only one packet, right, so I can say minus C1. Okay, only one packet I have sent and I get the response. Right. Now what I want to do, I want to, if I say google1.com, it will throw the error. Throw the error means it will not have that network. Okay. Because it doesn't know about that. What is google1.com? It knows what is google.com, but it does not know what is google1.com. So we will be checking a particular network. Instead of google.com, you can put the IP address of your some server. So now what I want to do, I want to check google.one.com. And if it is if it is waiting for the network, so it will be keep checking whether I'm able to connect to this particular network or not. If it is not, it will just throw the error message that I'm waiting for the network. Okay, so I will just try to create such kind of use case. So I will say nano and until loop example, which network dot as such. So if I say until ping and minus C1, one packet I want to send to google1.com. And I don't want to, when I executed that command on the command prompt, it throws some error or it, gives some output. So I want to put that output into a null directory. So that is under devices. We are having null directory. So we don't want to print those messages. And do and done, I will say echo. So it means if this condition is false, then this loop will be executed. So I'll say waiting for the network. Okay. So now here echo, I'll say if it comes out of that loop, it means if it is able to connect. So network is established. Okay. So let us try this. It will be infinite loop for now. So what I will do, I'll give full permission to until network message. Or I will say dot network message. Or Control C I have pressed. Will give some, sleep time in between. Otherwise, it will begin. Say sleep. Seconds. Right. It is waiting for the network. Again, after 5 seconds, it will say I'm waiting for the network, and it is keep waiting. Now, what I will do, I will go to my nano, and I will go to /etc/host file. Now, here what I will do, I will say one thing before this. If I say ping to 8.8.8, so this is my Google IP address. So I will put this IP address to my google1.com. So for that, I will go to this file and I will say 8.8.8.8. Okay, and here I will say this is google1.com. Control X. Yes. So see, network is established. So it is able to connect to that network. If I run this again, see, network is established. So this way, you have seen many times that whenever we are connecting to some servers, so it is saying connecting retry connection. So retry is nothing but it is a loop. So here I have given you the example of until loop. It can be while loop, right? If the condition is true. Any question?
Yeah, we could, yeah.
So no, there could be some other thing. For example, you are running a you are running a particular condition, and you are saying until I see that particular file, it will be continued. Okay. So for example, if I say I'm searching for a file, if that file is there, for example, this is a backup file. If backup file is there, then uh, then it means backup is done. So you are running some backup commands, or you are running some commands which basically uh, gives the backup of your which basically gives the backup for your uh, whatever you are taking the backup. Okay, and you are saying okay whether the backup is done or not. So for that you can write a script. So let me try to do that. So I will say nano and I'm using the until loop only for the backup.sh. So, for example, you are looking for a file. So I'll say until, right? I'm looking for a file. So -f option you can use for a file, right, that we have discussed. So whatever the options we have discussed in the conditional statement, so those options you can use here also, like -f for file, -t for directory. So I'm looking for a file. Say an example, that file exists somewhere under /tmp/backup dot some file, say backup, and Q and done. Okay. So if that file exists, it means this condition is true, then it will exit from the loop. So if I say echo, I'm waiting for backup to complete. Okay. I will make it sleep for 5 seconds. Okay. Once that file exists, then I will say echo backup is done. Okay. Now let me save this. Now I'll say chmod 777 to until backup.sh. So we don't have that file. So that is why it is waiting for that backup to complete. So what I will do, I will go to the another terminal and I'll go here and I will create the file under tmp, which is backup dot git. Okay. So backup is complete. So I hope you understand uh, these things. Any question?
It's clear. Thanks.
So until is like until we are getting some kind of a result, this will be running, and once we get that result, then it will be stopped. So
Yes.
that's the until thing. So
Yes.
okay, okay.
So it will be just checking the condition. It is keep checking that particular path in this case, and it is checking that whether uh, you know that particular file exists or not, because that is our you know conditions which tells us that yes, this file exists, and if this file exists, then we can say that come out of the loop. So um, now we can have so many examples. Let me so we can have let me just unshare and share it again. So here um, you can see if I go to my GitHub repository. Linux, well scripting. loops. So you can see this is what we have discussed. It while loop. All the scripts are available here. You can just click on this particular button, but I would suggest that try by yourself by writing these scripts. So these are the three loops which we have discussed. Now there are some examples which I have mentioned here, like check disk of all mounted systems, right? So I'm using df minus h command, output target, find out the mounted file systems. And I'm just, what I'm doing, I'm printing how much it is used, how much is available, and total usage. So again, I will give you this as assignment. How you need to execute this, you just need to execute this command first, this command first, okay? Because it is looping through this particular statement. And you need to see what is the output of this. Then to understand further, the first value will be the mount variable value. And then df minus human readable awk is nothing but it is just printing a particular column, right? So column 2, 3, 4, 5, it is printing. So this, I would say that try by yourself. All these examples. Now, if you see restart multiple services for SVC in SSHD and HTTPD, right? So there are three services. So what it is doing, it is restarting. So systemctl $service. So first it will go to SSHD, then it will go to HTTPD, then cron T. And it is also checking that whether service is restarted successfully or not. If it is not, it will print that uh, the services failed to restart. Now see backup of your home directories. So here you can see for loop. I'm creating a variable called backup, and I'm just creating this directory. -p is for parent directory. I will go to all the home directory users directories, and I'm just creating a tar file or zip file. So that is another example. While loop for the monitoring real-time logs, right? So what you need to do, you want to read the log and you want to find, you know, the tail command. Head means top, tail means from the bottom. So you want to print the, you want to read the file and you want to print from the bottom that those uh, those lines of that file. If you want to check the uptime is what? Uptime command returns. If I run the uptime command, it returns that it is up from last 1 hour, right? My system is up from last 1 hour. So every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, if you want to check that, so while true, if the so it will be infinite loop, right? It will be every 10 seconds. It is going while true means it is the infinite loop. Okay. So I believe these examples you can try by yourself. This is, uh, you know, average. So, so the best way is that, you just need to execute that command first, right? And then you just need to see that what is the outcome. Then it will be a better way to understand the loop. Is it okay? Will you try these commands? And if you have any doubt, then you can ask me tomorrow.
Sure.
Huh?
Yep.
So
Yes,
this
yes.
this will be a very good practice. These are the real-time examples, I would say, because as a system administrator, whenever you are trying to automate the things, so scripting is very important. And loops are mainly used for the repetitive task. So in case if you are, um, you know, if you are uh, writing a script and you want to automate it, and like daily you are coming and you want that at 9 o'clock, these set of commands are to be executed. And if the if I'm trying to connect to a particular server and the server is not getting connected, then retry. So then you use a loop instead of repeatedly writing those statements. So in that case, these loops are very, very beneficial. Okay, but it depends upon you that what is your use case, which loop you need to use. Right. Now let us take some more examples. So, for example, if I go to uh, ls slash or let us take our um, um, for example, I want to uh, compress my files. So if I say ls minus l and dot slash conditional, so you can see that this is the size of my file, 619 bytes. I say ls. Right. There is no KB. But consider that you need to zip a file. So I will say g zip. This is the utility. And if I say under conditional, right, basic dot sh file, then so you can see now this is compressed. Earlier its size was 619 bytes. Now it is 374 bytes. So my file is compressed. Now consider you want to compress all the files. Now it will be easy. How it will be easy? You just write a loop. I'm not, I think I have such kind of examples. Right. So this we have already seen for loop for I in the directory. Now list all the log files. So this is easy. For file in where log and asterisk dot log. So it will loop through all the log files, right? And it will print that file. Compress. This is the example which I was talking about. So now for file in where log asterisk dot log, do and done. And you can say that g zip and that file name, right? So now check the permission. If you want to see all the files as I was showing you, these are the permissions, right? ls minus l. So this is simple example. Now let us talk about some argument. What is argument? This is not related to loops, but it is a general concept in Linux scripting. For example, I'm having a file, say test.sh file, and Right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm saying echo dollar, or I'll say number of argument or command line argument is, you can say dollar and hash. So it will tell you how many arguments you have passed. Now I want to see those arguments. So echo arguments are dollar, and you just say at symbol. Okay, dollar hash, number of arguments, and dollar at symbol is basically what are the arguments you have passed. If you want to extract a particular argument, for example, if I say echo first argument is $0, which is file name, or I'll say first argument is $1, and echo second argument is $2, and so on. Okay. So now let me just save this, and now I'll give full permission. Now, if I say test.sh, I'm passing some argument. I'll name it arg1, arg2. It can be any value. It could be numeric, it could be string. So now you can see the number of is dollar, not ampersand. So it is saying you have passed two arguments, argument 1 and argument 2. So number of arguments are 2. Arguments are arg1 and arg2. I have passed these two. First argument is arg1. Second argument is arg2. Okay, so these are some special variables which are basically stores the argument values. Now, if I want to loop through these arguments, okay, so I'll say here I'm printing all the arguments straightforward. But for example, you want to customize something into this. My first argument is this, my second argument is this, something like that. So now what I will do, I'll say nano and argument example dot sh. So I'll say echo, and I'll say you have passed dollar hash arguments. Now I will use for loop arg in dollar at. So it will loop through all the arguments. Let's put it into a double quotes. Then do and done. So I'll say echo argument is or I'll take one variable count equals to 1. And here I will say equal dollar count equals to dollar r. And I will just increase the value of count by 1. I will pass first, second, third, fourth, like this. See, I have passed 4 arguments. My first argument is first, second argument is second, third argument is third, fourth argument is. So this way we can print all the arguments, right? And and we can use this. Now, for example, I want to check. Guys, just give me 2 minutes, just 2 minutes. Okay, I'll come back. All right, I'm back. So, for example, you want to see your services are active or not. So in that case, what I would do, I will pass those services in the argument and I will return the value whether the service is in the running state or not, right? So how we can do that? So see, if I run this command, systemctl is active, right? And we have seen this command in multiple examples, right? And if I say it's quite and service name, which is HTTPT, and I'll say it is and echo. I'll say running. If it is in the stop state, I will just put 2 pipe symbol and I'll say echo stopped. Okay. So it is in the stop state. Let us see. Okay. It is in the stop state. If I start it, if I say systemctl start HTTPD, and if I execute this command again, right, now it is saying running. Right. So I will use this one, this statement. I'll just copy it. Okay. And I will use my arguments to check the status of the service. So I'll say nano and service argument status dot sh file. So what I will do for service in, I will use number of arguments which I am passing, which is dollar and add symbol. Now I'll say do and done. And here I will say, I will just copy that command. Okay. So here instead of HTTPT, I will use the variable which is dollar $svc. So, so, mm, so this service is echo. So I'll just put here echo, and service dollar service is. So I'll just put it, save it, or what I can do, I can simply write here instead of writing here. So I'll say dollar services running, or dollar service is stopped. Okay. So see, now what I will do, I will just give the permission first. Now I will say dot and service. I will pass the argument like HTTPD service, SSH D service, and cron tab of cron jobs, which is cron D, Nginx service, etc. So it is saying that SSHD, cron D all are running. We'll stop our HTTPD service. So we'll say stop. Right. Now it is in the stop stream. Right. So this way you can uh, use these you know these arguments. Any question? Yes. So it is easy to understand what I'm teaching.
So for this one, if for one server we are checking the SSH whether active or not, if in case we are checking for multiple servers, if SSH is active or disabled, so we
Yes,
have to give the server's name or like the list on CSV file, and then we need to extract it.
that also we can do. That's a very good question. So in that case, you just go read the file line by line. That example we have seen. So you just read that CSV file or a text file, extract the line, and that line is your, that service name, and it will run this. You can run this command, and it will return that whether the service is in the stop state or in the started state.
So we can also do like if at all if it is enabled, then if at all we want to pause or stop it,
We
disable it, then we can give if it is enabled, do this, or if in case it is not enabled, then enable it. Something like that, right? We
Yes.
can.
So here what you can do, here I have writing this echo statement. Instead of that, what you can do, systemctl enabled
Mhm.
service.
Check
Right?
status and then if disabled,
Yeah,
enable.
that also
Okay.
you can do. You can put a conditional statement. You now
That's okay.
we know that this
Mm.
is the, so instead of that, what you can do, you can take a variable, or you can store this value into a particular variable, and then you can say if it is disabled, then enabled it. Or if you want to write directly here, if you don't want to print a message, you can directly write a command here directly. It's systemctl enable service.
Okay. Here, but where do we in, import the CSV file like after
How to?
which?
No, no, that will be, here we are passing the argument, right?
Mm.
So now what you need to do, you need to use service in that particular, you need to read the line. So we have seen this example, right? Read line by line. So if you,
Oh.
yes, so if you come over here, right, and this is all the files. Now we want to read a file, right? So this example, read line by line. So, so you just need to give your file name, right?
Mm.
Read the first line, which is your service name. Run that command, right? Then whatever you want to do, if you want to put the if condition, you put the if condition also. Got it?
Okay, okay, got it. Mm.
All right. So I think for today it is enough to discuss. And I would suggest that you try these commands by yourself, spend some time on this. Then it will be easy for you to understand all these things. Hmm?
Sure.
So, yeah, right. So, uh, tomorrow also we will meet same time, 7 to 8:30 a.m. Is it okay?
I think, yeah, it should be good. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Same time. Yeah. No, thanks.
Mm.
All right. See you tomorrow then. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
thanks.